Well, when it started off, the earthquake, of course, was in January of this year. And what happened was originally there were children who were actually already adopted that were in orphanages in Haiti, and they were just waiting to get to the States to their adoptive parents, that the whole process had been gone through. And that was like 2 or 3 years that it takes to do that. So what happened when some of these children were trapped there were some Canadian pilots who said they could get in from Provo to get into Haiti, get the children out, but they'd have to come back here, and they didn't know what to do. So PCH said right away, hey, you can get the children here, we'll get down to the airport, pick up the kids, look after them until they can be flown across to their adoptive parents.
According to Wake Forbes, the children have been staying in PCH for 7 months. Typically, the staff feel that 6 months should be enough time for placement of any child. However, they will house the children until they have a place to stay in their mother country.
I believe there was an accord made with UNICEF and the Turks and Caicos Islands government in that when children were affected by the earthquake in Haiti, if they came here, even if they came here illegally, they would then be allowed to stay for a time between 3 to 6 months, I believe it was. So we had 4 originally right at the end of January as well, and they were, when they first brought them in, they had to go into the detention center. There was nowhere else. So as soon as we heard that, social development contacted us, and the doctors did, and we said, absolutely, let them come here while we have space.
When asked what would happen if children do not have a place to return to back in Haiti, Wake Forbes replied that PCH has been meeting with the TCI government about this possible situation. However, other temporary arrangements would be made until a place is found for the children and they can safely return home to Haiti.
Well, I think what will happen is, and what we've said, and as I mentioned, we don't want to have children here more than 6 months if at all possible. So what we would suggest, and we have suggested to government now, is that the Haitian community, they're terrific about looking after, the children and that. So we're thinking if they have to be here longer than 6 months, rather than stay in an institution type facility as ours, is that maybe they can be placed with Haitian families or families that speak Creole, because that's the biggest issue. It's about them being able to speak their own language.
For now, the children are safe and sound in the Provo's Children's Home, and the organization is arranging a number of activities this year to help support the home and the daily maintenance needed to run the facilities.
Well, we're going into September 18th, the Saturday. We're going to have our annual champagne and sushi cruise again. On November 13th, with the help of Beaches, who has actually adopted us formally now as one of their main charities, we're going to put on a 70s and 80s disco night. And that's going to be, I think that's going to be an awful lot of fun.
Other activities include a Thanksgiving turkey night hosted by Shark Bite and the Wine Cellar, all donations going straight to the PCH. The Conch Festival will also be donating money to the PCH, and again, the Rightfully Fit Gym will be hosting their 2nd annual fun run, with all of the proceeds going to the children's home. And last but not least, Wake Forbes is hoping to have a children's Christmas choir concert. She stated that without the support of the public, there could not be a Provo Children's Home, and she is thankful for the community's support.
So all I can say is thank you so very much to everybody in the community.